to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, old guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam Man, Viral Hip Hop News. We are live in the building. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast.
Yeah,
we feeling good this evening. Oh God,
yes
it's
sir.
Good, my brother.
Yes sir. Banging out to the beats of our boy Matt. You know what I'm saying? In the building, those links are going to be in the description if you want to get those beats. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from today. Everybody coming in, do me a favor, hit the like button and make sure that you share this video before we get into it. The Uncensored Truth Podcast live on a Friday night, 8:30. Let's go, Sam, man. What's good with you, bro?
I feel good this evening. Oh God, we just had a dope interview with Manny.
Yeah.
Barber, owner of KOB. They see you dropped in the links and stuff for the promo codes for the products, man. Shout out to him. That was a real dope interview. Drop them area codes right now in the building as you're coming in.
Yeah.
We're having a good time this evening. Like old guy said, you hear the music. My brother Mose, our brother Mose. The links will be in the description box if you're looking to purchase music.
Yes.
Got a real dynamic show going on this evening. I can't wait to get to the comment section. I feel real good, man.
Facts.
Definitely.
Facts. Everybody in the building. Throw them area codes in the building. I see the 216 in the building.
Yes.
The Bronx, Vegas is in the building.
Yes.
Cochran, California, Chi-Town is in the building. My man Monterey Moore is in the building. So definitely, man, 617. We do appreciate it. I don't know if y'all seen it, man. I don't know if y'all seen it early, but we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna talk about Meek Mill's album release. We're going to also be talking about 6ix9ine on The Breakfast Club, you know, as well as Designer Panda, you know, saying what he said, as well as some other things, man. We're going to mix it up tonight and give y'all the hottest stories in the world, hip hop and across the world right now, exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth Podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam, man. Let's get it, man.
Let's do it, man. I don't know if anyone caught that interview. I mean, it's damn near at 1 million views right now. So I'm sure a lot of people in the comment section, in the chat room, in the building right now saw the interview. You sent it to me a little earlier. I was real surprised to see him back on there, man. But given all the shit that he's going through the last couple of days, things getting real, it's the perfect time, man. He's a great marketer, and it was a real dope interview. We're going to talk about that. Meek season is upon us. Let's get right to the show, man. I'm real excited. Let's do our thing. 310 in this motherfucker. What's good?
Yeah, what up?
Indeed. I love the energy. 330. What up? But yeah, man, let's get right to it. Oh,
yeah, man, we're gonna get into it today, man, with your latest story. We're gonna start, you know, with this. I don't know if anybody had checked the interview out in the Breakfast Club today, but yesterday, to give y'all the backstory, 6ix9ine put out a little video on his Instagram saying that he fired his whole team and whatnot, and a lot of people were speculating who, what, and he cleared everything up today on a surprise visit to the Breakfast Club, man. So go listen to that. Make sure I go check that out if you haven't heard it. You know, when you get done with listening to us, man. He said a lot, and pretty much the major thing that kind of stood out was, you know, members of his team that were pretty much responsible for booking his shows, you know, were kind of pocketing, you know, I think it was close to like $3 million, you know, when it's all said and done. That's all he knows about. It's probably more than that, you know, and so he made a pretty much decision to get rid of all that energy. You know, we haven't heard from those guys, you know, that's just his side of the story, you know, from the guys, you know, on a team, you know. Also, they talked about, you know, pretty much threatening a threat on his mom or whatever, you know, if he didn't do those shows. So, as well as other things. Sam Mance, your initial thoughts, you know, on that?
Shit's wild, man. Now, for a lot of people out here that'll say that 6ix9ine is whack, his music's whack, he's corny, he's this, he's that, he's the third, right? I hear y'all. I hear you loud and clear, but when you damn near do 1 million views in 15 hours, somebody's watching you for something. You're doing something right. He has a lot of attention on him. We've said this numerous times on this podcast that the kid has a great energy about him, or the grown-ass man, excuse me, has a real great energy about him, great marketing around him, but negative. Brings on a lot of shit that, you know what I mean, warrants a lot of negative attention. And we see him, the security detail bill was ridiculous. He brought that up. You know what I mean? The lawyer fees and the legal bills are ridiculous. He brought that up. So although he is doing a lot to win, and he's doing a lot of great things when it comes to billboard sales and numbers and things like that, what is it ultimately costing this kid? It seems like a lot. You know what I mean? His whole circle was gone now. He had to get rid of everybody because we found out that the kidnapping situation was an inside job. We now find out that Trey, or not, excuse me, I don't know who was taking money, but the people, the promotion people
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting 300,000. They was getting 3 million. Shit. You know what I mean? So when you look at a kid that seems like he has everything going on his side, but now he looks over his shoulder and has no one there anymore, it's like, what's next?
Right. Yeah, he definitely should you know, talk less. And he needs, it might be a good move to get more about his businesses. He said he don't be signing up for this and that. Like, this is your business, this is your money. You need to be over all of that. You need to be overseeing it. You know, it's cool to have a team,
Right?
You know what I mean? But you got to be able to trust them. And he found out the hard way that, you know, he probably had his guys, you know, leeching off. You know, again, I don't want to say too much because we haven't heard this side of the story. It may be something totally different on why they may, you know, nobody's heard them speak, you know, as of yet. So, you know, crazy, you know, situation, man, with that. But he does, you know, again, like you brought up earlier, if you have one perception of him listening to his music and looking at him on Instagram is one way, but to actually see him in an interview and be able to articulate himself the way he did, he actually does kind of have a bright side. And he also, you know, we talked about this too in a pre-production, you know, admitted that he's just trolling. He's bullshitting.
Yeah, he admitted that himself.
Right. And it's like, you know, but it's to the point where now people threatening your family. You know, your mom can't have your phone number. You're getting set up by your own team. It's to the point now where it's like, man, is it too little, too late at this point? Or does, you know, is it the right move for the brother?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's too little, too late, I should say, but it has to be done because you can't continue to go on the path that you on, because it seems like not only was he creating enemies outside of his circle, but he was creating enemies inside of his circle too. You know, whether that been through jealousy, envy, or whatever the case, people were seeing opportunities to try to get a one up on it. And we're trying. When you got your promotion team, the people that are booking you shows, telling other people that are booking the venues, if he doesn't do this show, go after his mom. Like, damn. If that ain't like extortion and slavery 101, I don't know what is. Like, right. And it's crazy because you're independent. You've never signed a contract, yet they still try to assume so much control over you. This is the griminess of the music industry. When he was talking about it, I was just kind of chuckling like, yeah, this isn't any surprise to me. This is the music industry 101. You're getting robbed everywhere. And now the very place that you make all your money to show, yeah, they getting took there too. Yeah. And like you said, I mean, this was only a 15 show kind of deal where he got $3 million taken from him. That's not the only you know what I mean, tour he was on. So you can only imagine how much money he's gotten taken from a prior to this. It's wild.
Another thing that was pretty much confirmed was like you started, and it made me think about what you said the other day when you talked about, you know, some of his you know, his perception and venues not wanting to take a chance on booking him. Yep. But now it's to the point where like they'll book him, but you got to hire the local police. You got to have, you know, security to kind of have that blanket of protection just in case, you know, something goes wrong. They can't, people got to look at it like this, man. If a body drops, somebody gets hurt, that's on the city. That's on the venue. You know what I mean? It's a lot of liability, you know, and stuff like that. So cities don't want that, you know, that type of energy. New York, quick to shut you down, you know, won't let people go to different spots, you know, in the city, you know, if you bring that type of negativity. So, you know, that gang stuff and all that's cool in the records, but when it spills outside of the records, you know, it's crazy. He also, you know, spoke about the feds, you know, and I saw somebody when we first started this, shout out to you, the broadcast night, they said it's just a publicity stunt to keep the feds off of him. What do you think about that whole,
what's a publicity stunt? Him firing everybody?
Yeah. The whole ASCO firing everybody. And, you know,
I want to say he was serious. I want to think everything that he said on there, he was real about. And it makes sense when you got someone in your team that's on federal indictment now because he tried to kidnap you on kidnapping charge and things. That's real.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no faking that. When you see situations, he's talking about the feds being at his home and things like that. I think that Tekash, when it comes to certain situations, he's very fearful and he doesn't want to go to jail. He doesn't want any part of that. I think he's afraid of law enforcement as a whole. So I think just the very, you know what I mean, presence of law enforcement makes him uncomfortable. So I don't know. I don't see him in a situation like that now.
No doubt. Yeah, man. So yeah, that kind of is what it is with that situation. It's a long hour, you know, interview. I can go check that interview out, you know, on the Breakfast Club today. They dropped that about 5 hours ago. And so a lot of people are watching. I'm sure y'all will get it either, you know, sent to you some kind of way. But in other news though, tonight, man, Meek Mill Meek Mill dropped, on Instagram that he will be releasing his project called Championship on 11/30. Now, we were talking, a lot of people dropped a lot of music. We both admitted that it's been a great year in hip hop, but this right here, for me and you, just admit it, this is going to be one of your most anticipated albums to listen to. And me mainly just because, his recent what he went through in the penal system. Definitely. What you think about Meek Mill dropping?
I'm excited. You asked me, you said, are you really checking for this album? And I said, yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. It's been a great year for records. It's been a great year for albums. I can't wait to go probably toward the end of the year and do a top 10 of albums, because the list is solid.
Yeah.
It's been a great body of work. We got a lot of nonsense going on, but there's a lot of solid bodies of work going on. And Meek Mill, this is going to be one we're looking forward to because of the situation, like you said, he was in, him coming out of jail. He's through sneak records here or there. He did one small little LP, a 4 song joint, but we want to hit an album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We seen the Eagles. Your Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was on the blood and soul of Meek Mill sitting in jail, and his music and everything. The city is really, you know what I mean, brought on energy, you know what I mean, and really revitalized the energy. And Meek Mill brought that energy with his music. So I think it'll be great for the city of Philadelphia. It's going to be great for music. I'm glad it's coming toward the end of 2018 so that we can have a conversation of where it falls in line of the best albums in 2018. I mean,
where do you see Meek, if he delivers a solid project, which I have no doubt that he will do? Do we start, having a conversation and say he's one of the GOATs? Great. I'm seeing people in the comment section calling him the baby GOAT. Is that comment? I'm gonna hear his opinion. What do you think, though, man? Honestly, a lot of people, he's starting to get the comparison with Pac and kind of even Jay-Z. And we even admitted that if we scroll back through some of the episodes that we talked about, we said that Meek kind of, reminiscent of Pac, more recently. And some people even make Jay comparisons less. But so what do you think about that?
I'm kind of putting hip hop in the same realm that I'm putting basketball. And I'll put it to you like this. We have our periods and ages in time where we have all of our GOATs, because we have our conversation. Who's the greatest of all time? Michael Jordan or LeBron James? And you got people bringing in, you talking about LeBron James, what about Kobe? And it's just throughout our eras, you've had your greatest of all time. I think the same falls in line in hip hop. When you've had the beginning of hip hop, starting in the 70s and 80s, you have your greatest there. Then in the late 80s and early 90s, you have your greatest there. I'm not running around anything. I see the fucking face. Right. So when I see 2018's version of the greatest of all time, I think about your Kendricks. I think about your J. Cole's. I think about those kind of rappers, right? If Meek Mill drops a solid body of work, he's coming out around that same time. I think that it's fair to put him in that conversation of this era. Absolutely. Of all time, relax. He still has a lot of work to do of all time.
I think he would probably admit that himself. Now, the best in Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
He comes out with a solid body of work, and he's not far now, but he'll take the throne.
Who's number 2?
Of all time in Philly?
You don't have to say all time. Now. I'll say all time, because now it's a lot of new cats out there.
It's a lot of new cats.
Yeah, it's real saturated.
Beans.
Not Black Thought.
That's a good one.
Because Black people, people kind of forget about Thought, but he is, probably one of the best in Philly.
Well, when it comes to lyrics and when it comes to just overall bars, he's probably the best. When it comes to who my favorite is and who kind of resonated with me the most, I'd have to go with Beans. And Beans is one right now. Meek's close. Yeah. Because Meek came in around that time where, it really started taking off for me. I was cheating. I was living life. You know what I mean? It was just, he just had that music, the soundtrack. So it was like, all right, I see this kid. I see what he's doing. And I remember having a conversation with one of my side joints at the time. We was talking about J. Cole and Meek and who would be around longer. You know what I mean? And I said J. Cole I said Meek Mill will outlast J. Cole. And then J. Cole kind of turned it over and went somewhere totally different and it looked like, okay, J. Cole has it. And now you see Meek Mill doing his thing again. So I'm glad to see both of them MCs even in this conversation.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, I would definitely, admit now, the females, I don't know if you know about this chick. It's a new female called Dream Doll. You know what I mean? And she's kind of dang, you look at them like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Well, she's, you got Dream Doll, Cash Doll, kind of the two females that's kind of behind Nicki and Cardi. And to go back to the 6ix9ine conversation, I'm all over the place. But he was asked about who's the 2 hottest artists in NYC. Would you agree with that? That is Nicki and 6ix9ine.
Who said that?
They were
you said Cardi and 6ix9ine.
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. Yeah, Cardi and 6ix9ine. Sorry. Yeah, Cardi.
I say those were the 2 hottest in New York right now? Doesn't matter.
I know. No, I know it don't matter.
Let's just keep it real. Does it matter? Because neither one of them are the best rappers in New York. They're not even the top 100 when it comes to best MCs in New York.
Yeah.
And I think we pride ourselves in listening to real bars and real lyrics, even though we respect what people are doing out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not checking for them when it comes to greatest of all time. Not when you still got rappers out here doing damage. Not when the Lox is about to drop an album. Not when you still got Jay-Z's around. Not when you still got, it's just too many rappers out here that I respect in New York to sit back and call them the king, even though they're doing their thing right now.
Right.
Numbers are great, but nah, I need to hear bars.
Cardi B, she went on Instagram yesterday and she kind of, you know, said that people was calling her a culture vulture. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'll play a little bit of it. Let me pull this video up real quick.
Okay.
You know, I'll get your, you know, opinion on that real quick. It should be right here. Hit the like button if you watch. Hit the like button. Make sure you share this video, fam. You're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast.
A lot of people saying this ignorant shit. A lot of people are online. People don't notice how racist and how fucking uneducated they could be. A lot of people be saying how now let's get into this topic, right? How supposedly I'm a culture vulture when it comes to hip hop, and hip hop is not my culture. And I'm guessing people are saying that because I'm Hispanic, like I'm half Hispanic. If people don't know about me, I'm gonna tell you about me. My father's fully Dominican. My mother's mom is Trinidadian. My mother's dad is from Spain. And you know, my family was raised in the Caribbean islands. And I want to know why people think that hip hop is not my culture when I was born and raised in the Bronx. Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, I was listening to hip hop. My mom is very Americanized, first thing first. And I was actually listening to a lot of pop and hip hop because my mom listened to a lot of pop. I don't know if y'all know this. I love Madonna and I love the Pet Shop Boys because my mom was raised in the suburbs.
All right, so we pretty much get that right there. She went on to say,
shit,
you know what I mean? You know, I'm looking at the comments and, you know, I agree with you. You know, Rashid Lewis, definitely real talk. He said Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, all African descent. You know what I mean? A portion of them. But look, you know what I mean? She also went on to say that she kind of talked about the ghostwriting and people writing and said that everybody pretty much has somebody writing for them, almost like 90-something%, whatever she said. So, Sam, your thoughts on Cardi B being called a culture vulture? I don't know why she's even responding to it, but go ahead,
it's wild. And the fact that she responded to it gives it more energy. And we said this numerous times about Cardi B because she's winning. Anything that she drops right now, people are gravitating to. You got people having a conversation on her and 6ix9ine being the king and queen of New York when it comes to hip hop right now. Why do you let these things bother you? Now you're all over your social media. You see the comments. People say whatever the fuck they want on social media, but you allow that to gas you into doing more things and creating more headlines. I would love to see somebody in Cardi's corner and just tell her, yo, just chill. Leave that alone. Just leave that alone. Because the more you kind of just not throw any energy or smoke to it, it goes away. We're in the day and age nowadays where 1 minute is too long. I remember when being a minute man was bad. Now being fucking minute man is too long. You know what I mean? 60 seconds, it's snap, it's gone. It's on to the next thing. Let me get back on IG. So you just got to ignore certain situations and let them go on by. Don't keep giving them gas and allowing people to keep talking about it and giving more energy to what it deserves.
Yeah, and I don't agree. I think it's silly to even talk about it because like the Rashid Lewis is putting, you know, Big Pun, you know what I mean? Back in the day, he was one that kind of,
Big Pun.
Yeah, definitely was one that kind of kicked down the doors. And he always kind of boasted about being one of the first Latin rappers, you know, to go platinum at the, you know, because it was just, you know, just because they made they split everybody in different classifications, you know, we know all about that. But, you know, in different areas like the Northeast, you know what I mean? Everybody is kind of seen the same. We have differences. And we just actually had a conversation, you know, with a Dominican barber, you know what I mean? And we kind of got into all of that.
We dug deep,
yeah,
bro.
We dug deep until he got his perspective. He's from the Dominican Republic and been there about half of the time he's been here. So, you know, it was a good conversation. We'll be uploading that real soon. So, yeah, man, I think it's silly, man. That's all of our culture. you know, and it just, you know, is what it is. That's what makes it a beautiful thing. So I don't think she should be addressing it, but she did and gave it more light. So that kind of is what it is.
Indeed, man. Shout out to the podcast right now, everyone listening on Hip Hop News Uncensored exclusively. Oh God, this just came over the ticker and I wanted to talk about it. This is big. For the people listening right now, this isn't on the title, but we're going to get into it. Kanye West, he donates $150,000 to the family of the Chicago security guard killed by the cops. I'm going to read the story. Kanye West was deeply moved by the story of a Chicago security guard who was murdered by the cops after a sudden gunman and has stepped up big time to help his family. This is courtesy of TMZ. West heard the story of Jemele Roberson, who was gunned down by police after stopping a drunken man with a gun and wanted to do whatever he could to lessen the burden of his family. West donated $150,000 to Robertson's family Friday, more than doubling the goal originally placed on GoFundMe account for Robertson's family. Now, as reported, Roberson was working security at Manny Blues Room Bar Sunday around 4 a.m., where several drunk customers were ordered out. One of those customers returned to the bar a short time later with a gun and opened fire. Reports say Roberson returned fire, subdued the gunman, and held him at gunpoint until police arrived. But when the police officer got to the scene, he shot Roberson, killing him. Kanye has spent a lot of time in Chicago over the last few months and vowed he moved his Yeezy headquarters to his home city as well. Now, as for Roberson, reports say he was working extra shifts at the bar in order to have extra money to provide for his son for Christmas. His killing is still under investigation. Like I said, that is courtesy of TMZ that came through a couple minutes ago. Oh God, what's your thoughts on that, brother?
I mean, first, you know, we definitely did cover that, and you have to go to iTunes to hear us talk about that on the podcast, and I'm going to upload it on Uncensored Truth. But you know, it's sickening. It's sickening. It makes me infuriated, you know, and any kind of emotion, you know, that you would have, you know, hearing that type of story. As far as Kanye West, I'm glad that he did it. And a lot of these celebrities who, you know, talk all that should be donating money to stuff like this just to make a point. Because when you have like people like cops and stuff, when they kill people and Zimmermans and all that, they get a lot of support from the people that ride with him. So he should be getting way more money than that. So salute to Kanye West. And I really want to see this police officer be prosecuted.
That has to happen.
It has to happen.
That
you know what I mean?
It
has to happen. It's no excuse. There's no excuse for taking this man's life. I'm infuriated, man. I'm kind of at a loss of words. You know, the conversation that we had, we can upload it. You know what I mean? But then we might not, because it kind of went there. It kind of went there. And YouTube, you know, they funny with stuff like that. So
exactly. And we know the game. That's why we have the podcast exclusively on all major online outlets, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, everyone in the motherfucking building right now. Take out your phones, whether that be an iPhone or smartphone, whatever kind of phone you got, Android, whatever, and subscribe to the podcast, The Uncensored Truth, on your podcast channel, because we get it all the way in over there. Indeed, indeed. All right, just wanted to talk about real quick, but transitioning, I see my man Monterey Moore talking about Designer.
Yeah.
And him coming at DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. Now, we seen this earlier, and it was kind of funny. You know what I mean? But we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Yeah, I know you. I don't know if you had that clip up or that audio.
Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, we're gonna play that, and then we'll get our 1-2 on that. Let's go.
Charlamagne, man, let me tell you something. I just woke up and shit. I'm cool. I was laughing on the phone. But yo, man, I'm a grown ass man, bro. You and Envy, I will slap the shit out y'all. Dead ass. I'm a grown man. I work. I do this hard by myself. Don't play with me. I'm doing something good for change. I'm changing the world. I'm doing this shit. Y'all niggas thinking I can't start making fun of my voice. Like, bro, I will beat the shit out of both of y'all. Charlamagne, you won't come back up here without none of you North Carolina niggas. And Envy, guarantee, bro, I see you, bro. You got a nice little family, bro. And both of y'all don't play yourself, my nigga. Remember, y'all gotta come to New York. Y'all gotta come to my city. Don't play yourself. Go to work. Go to Power 105. Go to work, bro. You got kids that go to school, nigga. And look, man, still donate mental health, you know, still donate to Power 105, still donate to them, you know what I'm saying? They're definitely doing some change. Angela E, you know, it's love. Thank you for having a great conversation with me on the phone. You think I'm saying? Change.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously looked like that he pretty much came to a sense. This social media,
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? This social media thing, man, is, it makes it dangerous, because a lot of times when people may feel a certain way and they jump on it, and once they throw it out, you got people like these different media outlets that are just waiting. And if it's up for a second, they put it up. He may have deleted it. He may not even meant it, but he put it out there. and now it's out there. And we see that they had a conversation. It looks like, you know what I mean? Hopefully they cleared things up. But he did kind of go pretty far, man. Got real emotional over that, man. Definitely. Kind of funny, man.
Definitely got emotional. Right. He a young dude, real good in spirit. You know what I mean? It was nothing malicious, I think, but he got in his feelings. And like we said, you just can't worry about what everybody says. And it doesn't matter what they said. You didn't need to get on your social media and start talking about kids and shit, because then that's gonna make you look absolutely crazy. And you saying shit you don't mean. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Just chalk that up for what it is. Joke on them back and keep it moving. That's the best you can do, young man. But I remember I had a meeting with designer back at where I used to work, and he was wild. He was everywhere. I think I was with him for about 3 hours, and we didn't have one word said to each other because he was just constantly jumping the fuck around. Young boy, a lot of energy. You know what I mean? I think he just jumped off the wheel a little bit and got a little ahead of himself. Like I said, like you said, you can't get on your social media and just run your mouth, because as soon as you do it, they got it and they running with it.
Yep. So hopefully he learned his lesson, you know, on that one. It did make a good, you know, headline for people and stories and whatnot that was posted everywhere. It was kind of funny when I heard it, though. You know what I mean? But definitely, man, you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sam. And tonight, everybody listening, do me a favor if you're listening live, or if you're going to listen later, hit the like button for me, and make sure you go ahead and hit the share button as well. So yeah, man, it's the little recap, man. We talked about today Meek Mill dropping his album, you know, on 11/30, you know what I mean, this month, highly anticipated. Also 6ix9ine had a pretty dynamic interview on the Breakfast Club earlier. Go check that out, where he talked about everything from why he fired his team to, you know, people stealing money from him and a whole bunch of things. You know, really showed a different side, I think, to himself. And, you know, designer coming at Charlemagne and Kanye West donating, you know, $150,000 to the family of Jemele Roberson, who was slain by a police officer after doing his job. Sad story, man. That just pisses me off, dog.
Yeah, it's insane, man. We talked about it, like you said, on the podcast a couple days ago. It's a little bit too raw for YouTube, so we'll drop that exclusively on the podcast, right, for the audio version, and for people going in and listening. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people in the comment section. We're gonna get to y'all in a couple seconds because we love vibing with y'all. Kanye West, that was a real big thing he did. Shout out to him. A lot of other people need to step up and do that, like you said. 6ix9ine, man, let's just recap on 6ix9ine. Had a real dynamic interview on the Breakfast Club today. And just to talk about that real quick,
right,
because we were talking about this in our pre-production meeting. Breakfast Club, them and their ability to kind of bridge the gap between young and old, because like we said, listening to 6ix9ine in that kind of environment, that interview gives you a whole kind of new respect for him. Just listening and even knowing, all right, he's a troll, you confirm that. He's this, he confirmed that. He's that. But it's a little bit of authenticity in what he says, even though he knows he's not the best rapper. He's corny, blah, 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 blah. Things that you wouldn't normally get to see just watching him on a couple of a minute clip on IG, or watching a headline or listening to a narrative, things you wouldn't get to see. Compared to a Hot 97, who constantly seems like they're going under the radar. You know what I mean? When it comes to certain situations, when it comes to certain artists and things like that. Do you think this is why Hot 97 is losing terribly to Power 105 when it comes to ratings? They're just not adapting to the times?
I mean, you know, I think that's a hard statement to kind of say. You know what I mean? Because at times they do deliver some, depending on who you go to over there, you know, some real great, you know, interviews over there. But it's obvious, you know, why, you know, the Breakfast Club is one of the, you know, #1 syndicated shows. They break a lot of records. They do a lot of numbers. It's because of the chemistry that they have, the type of information that's disseminated, and the content. People love it. People love, you know, the mix, the type of question that Charlemagne asks. It's just a perfect blend.
Right.
I mean, they make magic with that. So, yeah, somebody put Hot 95, Hot 97 is dead. You know, they are definitely, I would say, you know, even though they do have some great personalities over there on the radio, you can't take away from what they do. They are kind of dinosaurs when you got guys on the internet, you know what I mean, shooting to 1 million subscribers and more, and guys just ripping 100 million, 200, you know, 1 billion views here, you know, that just sitting in their home and competing with multi-million-dollar companies. You know, there's no way that guys should be beating them. You know what I mean? When they got the budget and the workers. So yeah, man, you know, it's definitely a testament, you know, and yeah, I think that is one of the reasons they have to, you know, change some things up. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, they definitely got some things to change up. We talked about this numerous times, and rather than doing that and kind of adapting to times, they like to criticize and talk hate and all this stuff. We fans of them. We grew up on Hot 97, Funk Flex. You know what I mean? Who was on there when we used to listen to it? It was Star and Buck Wild in the morning. And, I mean, Ebro was still in the building, Peter Rosenberg. So we definitely have respect for them
Angie
over
Ma,
there.
when she
Angie
was
Ma
hot.
over there. Yep, absolutely. So they just got to adapt to the time. Like I said, you see a situation with Ebro and 6ix9ine where he doesn't want him in the building because he may have disrespected him at Summer Jam or whatever the case may be. If you want them numbers, let that go, and you two battle it out on an interview.
There you go.
And see what happens, because that would do numbers. But it is what it is. My man Monterey Ward says something dope that I caught. I caught a couple comments. We'll address those. But I'm never going to respect pedophile or pedophile sympathizers. I know that's in regard to 6ix9ine. Oh, God, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, nah, is he talking about, he's talking about us or?
No, 6ix9ine situation.
Okay.
As far as him almost going to jail or being.
Oh, no, yeah, I agree. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of conflicting things with that whole story. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we don't rock with them, nothing like that over here. I pretty much agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, I stand with you on that one, man.
Absolutely, for sure. Let's get to the chat room real quick. Drop them area codes right now in the building as we go through. I'm gonna check this joint real quick. My man Rocco in the building. What's good? Sam, we want to get you back to your channel. Hey, I'm always on all the channels. We work over here. Content Kings all day long. Yes, get busy over here. What channel you talking about? Push Up with Sam, man. Hey, man, listen, I had a rough couple of days. We can get into that. I had a rough couple of days. I had to take a break. I could teach a lesson on taking a fucking break. I know that.
Right.
I mean,
definitely. Yeah, go ahead and drop your 206. Okay, what's 206 at? I don't know what that is. Definitely. But go ahead and drop
New York, ain't it? Nah.
Is it?
Maybe.
I don't know. They'll let us know in a second, though.
Indeed.
Definitely. But go ahead and drop your area codes in the building tonight. We in the 313. Okay.
We know.
Yes, sir.
Know. Yes, sir.
718 Brooklyn in the house. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Rest in peace to Stan Lee. All right, definitely.
Indeed, man. So we did a story on. I'm gonna get the folks something, because we got a lot of respect for Stan Lee over here. Got a lot of respect, but old guy didn't really know the significance of the man because he's not a real Marvel fan. Doesn't really mess with the superhero movies. So if you don't mess with comic books, you don't know who superhero movies are. You really don't know who Stan Lee is. But he was huge, man. He did a lot to even bridge the gap in culture when you come to the certain comic book series. Of course, Black Panther, X-Men, and things like that. And was very vocal with, in the early 60s and 70s against a lot of the injustices for Black people in the civil rights movement.
Right.
So, going to be missed. Definitely a game changer within the comic book community. Rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Yeah, man. Definitely rest in peace. Definitely. We in the building tonight in the Uncensored Truth podcast, exclusively on Hip Hop Uncensored. Just trying to read through the comments a little bit to see what y'all talking about. Sia Bella, peace to you or more. You know what I mean? You're always one of the first people to comment. I see you. Peace. Keon Mitchell. What it do? I didn't know who Stan Lee was. My bad. I really didn't. I'm not into the comics like that. I apologize, man. You know what I mean?
Boston stand up. They love the YouTube channel. Oh God, Hip Hop News Uncensored, the #1 channel, hip hop channel on the internet right now. Buzzing, top 100 hip hop sites in less than a year, man. Killing the game. 770. What's good? 713. What up?
Yeah.
AK said that Shotty doesn't work for 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine said he created Treyway. He built Treyway. Let's talk about that, oh God. What you think about that? Was he right in that?
I mean, nobody knew him before that. And then he also kind of took a shot, was like, name any other artist that was kind of signed with him. Like, he's not really a manager. And I was under the impression too, you know what I mean, that he was actually like signing artists and bringing artists, and had some type of real history.
Right.
I guess not, but it remains to be seen, man.
He hasn't said anything yet. We were kind of waiting on a response from Shotty, you know what I mean, Treyway. And he didn't deliver one yet. He may not.
Right.
We'll see. People still kind of put this up to a publicity stunt. We'll see. I think it's real.
Yeah.
We shall see, man.
Definitely.
But as far as him saying that who knew Treyway before him, it'd be true. I didn't know what that was until he started screaming it out.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? All the way. So it is what it is. A lot of people were kind of throwing it to certain affiliations. You know what I mean? Yesterday when we were live. So that could be something, but I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I'd have
Rocco.
to give him something on that.
Yes, sir. Rocco puts, you gentlemen bring a maturity needed in podcasting. Respect your set and production. We do appreciate that.
All day long, man. We appreciate all the staff out there working rigorously behind the scenes. It's me and old guy.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
The mics, the lighting, the mixing board,
editing, marketing, sales.
Tell them
all that, man. We do it all on our own, man. We do have you know, some dynamic people behind the scenes though that do assist. A shout out to brother Darren Kansu. You know, we do have the Hip Hop Uncensored mentorship program right now. If you're interested in growing your YouTube channel, you want to learn some financial, you know, how to work, you know, your way around the system and different things like that, man, holla at us. The link is in the description. Hip Hop Uncensored mentorship program. Sign up now.
Indeed. If you aren't subscribed to all the channels that we have delivered here for you, you're on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Make sure your ass subscribes and hits that notification bell right now. So that you're listening to Viral Hip Hop News. Make sure you hit the link and subscribe to that. And you're also on the Uncensored True Podcast. We have our official channel. Yeah. That link should also be in the description box. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to all 3 of those platforms. Hip Hop News Uncensored. Viral Hip Hop News. The Uncensored True Podcast. Rashid Lewis, first time in the building. Hey, man, we appreciate you. Your family now. Welcome to the podcast. What's good?
Yeah, man. Hey, yo, every time.
Oh, shit.
One day I'm going to go ahead and drop something for y'all, man, and just, you know, just really do the thing on the microphone, man. But, you know, definitely, man. Shout out to all the rappers and the spitters out there. Shout out to the DJs. Shout out to every component of hip hop. We do appreciate it, and we do love the game, and we do, you know, want to bring, you know, something great, you know, to the culture with our podcast. So, you know, go ahead and support us, man. You already know what it is, man.
Oh, God, I got a question for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
This is courtesy of CEO Bella Amor. Since Vlad pretty much is the only one interviewing rappers, entertainers, etc., will you guys be able to use your platform like that in the future?
Yeah, well, you know, we definitely, you know, are reaching out to a lot of people, and we are doing our interviews. You know, we started. So, yeah, we're going to be bringing more and more people on, you know, as we move. That's our aspiration. That's our goal. We're looking for a good publicist right now. If anybody knows a good publicist right now, you know what I mean? Yeah, send them our way. You know what I mean? We definitely plan on doing that, you know, with the exclusive interviews, without a doubt.
Indeed. Zay, the motherfucking Doughboy Jersey. Peace to you, big dog. What's good? What's good? Rocco. Some time ago, y'all thought 6ix9ine trolling regarding his kidnapping. How long do you think he can keep this type of marketing up? Man, look, been sleeping on 6ix9ine for a long time. I ain't gonna put a number on this kid no more. I'm just gonna let it ride out. I don't want to see anything bad happen to him. Obviously, we said that numerous times on this podcast, numerous times. We don't see nothing bad happen to him. How long he can keep the longevity up depends on how long they keep buying into his shit. If he keeps doing 1 million views on Breakfast Club in 15 hours, I'd say for a pretty long time.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So we're not hating on this hustle, man. Do your thing. You know what I mean? And stay safe, you know, while you're doing it. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Indeed. And to answer your question also, Ciabella, we've had a great interview with our man, author of Culture Vultures, with Dame Dash Kenyatta Griggs. You can find those interviews on both platforms, Hip Hop News Uncensored and Viral Hip Hop News. We interviewed our man TK Kirkland a little bit over a month ago in regards to his new album, Gangsta Conversation, talked about Cat Williams and things like that. Have some dynamic interviews going on with Judah Priest, Wu-Tang affiliate, and some number of other great people, entertainers. So to answer your question, also to piggyback off what Oga said, we taking the fuck over.
Facts. It just is what it is, man. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. That's all we doing over here, man. We're gonna keep working. We flooding the streets with content. We flooding y'all with content, man. So that's how we doing it over here, man. Respect the movement. You know what I mean? Only 2 things we ask y'all to do is share the video and hit the like button. That's it. That's all you gotta do. We're not asking for no bread, none of that fugazi shit. Just go ahead and push a few buttons if you rock with us. If not, we still appreciate you.
Monterey Moore said he's sore as hell. Look, last week I'm in the gym working, doing my thing.
Right.
Brother Monterey Moore come in here and we start vibing. He started doing the push-ups and the sit-ups and get on it with me. I'm like, yo, this is dope. This is why I love push-up with Sam Mint. Start bridging the gap and getting people helping and getting it going. Man, look, you talk about sore, bro. Listen, I'm gonna just give him a quick story real quick before we get up out of here.
No doubt.
Had to rake some leaves a couple days ago. Now, it's been raining out here in the Jersey area. We grew up real prideful people. Our grandfather used to wake up every morning to make sure that the yard was straight, everything was straight. Well, the yard wasn't straight as it needed to be, so I took it upon myself to make sure this yard was straight, right? One rake, one man. Mistake. Took me about 8 hours. I'm telling you, I'm dehydrated after. Caught a temperature, like age caught up to me, everything. So I had to get off of, you know what I mean, push up with Sandman for a second, but I'll be back in the building tomorrow getting it rocking. I'm better now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, somebody said, Rocco said, I feel a freestyle coming. Sandman, you got anything for him?
Cheer. Soon. Soon.
Hold up.
Because we do something over here.
Yeah.
How many spitters we got out there? I know Zay spit. Zay, where you at? How many other spitters we got out there? Cheer.
Oh, man. Y'all wait, man.
Cheer.
Wait. I'm telling you, man. Just wait. Just wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
got that
shout
pen
out.
in his hand.
Yeah, man. I can write. Trust me. I could get it in if I wanted to. I just stopped doing it because I kind of lost the passion for it a long time ago. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Definitely.
Any spitters out there that want to rock out, you know what I mean? If you like the beats that you're hearing in the building right now, that's my brother Moz. He has a dope platform as well over on YouTube. He also is available on Spotify. Anything that you hear right now is available for purchase, lease, etc., etc. For more information, hit the link in the description box, or you can email me at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. If you can't get involved in the description box, I'll give you further information indeed.
Yes, sir. With that being said, man, Wakanda forever open this motherfucker. We got another one, man. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. exclusively on Hip Hop Uncensored. We're gonna be rocking out as well. It's dropping unlimited content all during the week. The website is hiphopun.com. Give them a little bit, Sam, man. Yeah.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
Nah.
Uncensored truth.
Yeah.
We upon it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They stay
in the building. Yeah.
Ha. Ha. All right, man. We out of here.
We out of here, man.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one, man.
Peace. You have to take the leap of faith to step out there and trust the fact that these people, us brothers, myself, oh God, Darren, Kansu, have lived this journey, have been through these experiences, have been through these trials, have learned and have gained success through the formula that we want and wish to provide for you.